What's up, Uncharted community? What's up, DTMB? What's up, whoever is watching this on whatever channel you may be watching it on? This is a quick little commentary between myself and my good buddy, the man himself, the Uncharted God, tripleWRECK.
Okay, I don't know about that last part, but yeah, we're here and we got some important stuff to talk about.
You may have seen it in a recent video from Lowest on DTMB, and also Fat Pauly, who did it on his channel. It's something that I didn't, you know, it was just something I did on a whim. I was like, you know what? This works for everybody else. Why can't it work for us? I started a petition. And it does concern one specific part of the Uncharted community. That would be the competitive side. But don't look at it just as that. Look at it as, you know, this is an opportunity for all portions, all sections, all parts of this community to have different says. Because if one side gets something, the other side will get something too. In most cases, you don't get left out. The problem is, what I started this for, I was like, look, let's go down the list. All these other games, we're just going to say Sony games for the most part. Let's go with the Resistance. Last summer, they had a $15,000 tournament. And 10 people played in the tournament.
Yeah, I was a part of that tournament, and you know, my team got to the quarterfinals, but there were only like 10 or 12 teams competing, and many of which had long since quit the game or had probably never even played Resistance before, and they'd just come to it because they heard there was a tournament and there was a chance for them to win some money, and quite a few of them were right. So I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like, just recently, Starhawk had the $20,000 tournament.
Yeah.
Yes, these are through Game Battles and MLG, but Sony sponsors these. Sony has to produce the money for this stuff. It doesn't come from anybody else. Sony does that. So we started this petition. It's called the Uncharted Competitive Community. Naughty Dog / Sony, we deserve your support. If you go on, there'll be a link on this video. You go on, and you can check out the petition. It's just basic stuff that I wrote down. I'm going to fill it in more later of like real steadfast, descript things. You know, I put on there support for tournaments, support for leagues, support for events, whether it's Frag Nation, whether it's Big 2 Crew, or anybody else that really tries and strives hard to create an event for the community, if you will. It could be anything. I mean, honestly, that's what it comes down to. I mean, most of the time, the bigger stuff's going to go for the more competitive relations, but this could be for anything. We're just giving you a blueprint of how this could work, not just for the competitive community, but just for the community in itself.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're playing the game, you're competing against other people. You may not want to do it in a real strict setting. You may just want to do it for fun. That doesn't mean you can't have this. And if Sony and Naughty Dog, more so Sony, because Sony owns Naughty Dog, you know, it's one of these things.
But Naughty Dog has to express the interest.
They do too, yes.
To Sony to be like, hey, our community, they want an event, they want to do something, they want something big. We want to help them. What can you do for us? Type of deal. So it's a kind of it takes two to tango type of dynamic.
Exactly. I mean, it would be easy. It'd be social media coverage. It'd be just helping with prizes and swag for tournaments and leagues and anything else, you know, just support and YouTube. I mean, when I say social media, that means Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the PlayStation blog, Naughty Dog blog. I mean, wherever you can put this stuff out. And this could be a worldwide thing. You know, it doesn't have to be US only or North America only. Put this in Europe, where there's tons of players for Uncharted. I think what happens is Sony forgets exactly how much this game has. And they just assume because, oh, it's not a big title, or it doesn't compete with the big boys, even though Naughty Dog said that they wanted to do that. You know,
so it's time to put your money where your mouth is. I mean,
in a sense, yes.
It's crazy because if you think about it, Uncharted is in many ways one of Sony's most important franchises. It's right up there with Killzone, Resistance, even God of War. Yet it doesn't get the same level of support, and I can't really wrap my head around it. Of course, you could say, well, people think of Uncharted as a single-player game. It's promoted as a single-player game, and that is true. You know, partly that's Naughty Dog's fault for not marketing the multiplayer a little bit more, because it's not like it's not competitive, and it's not as if it isn't fun or it isn't unique. These events, these tournaments, the type of thing we're looking for, it doesn't just help out the players. It's great for Naughty Dog, it's great for Sony, and it's amazing for the community. It generates a ton of interest in the game, both from within and outside of it, you know, because it's bringing new players in, you know, competitive and casual alike. At the very least, down the road further to the inevitable Uncharted 4, it'll garner respect and help people take the multiplayer more seriously. And if Naughty Dog claims they want Uncharted to be a major multiplayer presence, it's time to actually start taking the steps to make that happen. You know, what we're asking for will be a major return on investment, both in the short term and the long term.
I completely agree. It's one of those situations where, look, the other day I sent an email to an individual at Naughty Dog, a person that I talk to on a regular basis, and I said, you know what? Why don't you guys do like an in-house event where you bring players from the community, like some of the best players you can think of? And I was like, I can give you 10 names right now that could come from the West Coast and be there in a heartbeat. I'm like, why don't you bring those people in, let them play in your studio, record it, live stream it, whatever, make a big deal about it, and broadcast that out to people on UCTV, on YouTube, PlayStation, whatever, wherever you choose to put it. You could put it on the PlayStation Store. You could broadcast it on a commercial.
Definitely put it on Uncharted TV.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, there needs to be more stuff on there anyways.
Yeah.
But it's just one of these things where this is such an easy look. It's not that the fact that, you know, the casual community is not an important part, but this is more of a marketing standpoint in a sense, because
It helps everyone.
yes, because it shows like, okay, if you could put together a really intense, whether it's a tournament for Big Two Crew or for its recent Frag Nation League or the playoffs or whatever happens through that, if you could broadcast the intensity that comes from those matches, specifically from an OBJ match, where, you know, it's down to the wire and these two teams are extremely close, and it really comes down to just who can grit it out. That's exciting. It's intense. It's going to build it's going to just build us have that person who we're like, I want to experience that. I may not know a lot about this game. I may not really understand it, but I can connect with these players and these people at this time because it's exciting. And that's why I did the shoutcasting stuff, just to get people excited about it and get them going. And, you know, I'm not the best player. I'm never going to broadcast myself as that, but there's so many people out there that deserve, you know, having their, not so much the spotlight, but just like, look at these accomplishments. You know, Sony, Naughty Dog, look at what you could do with this. You could market the living hell out of these teams, these situations, these tournaments, this whole thing. Look at all these other people that are doing it. I mean, look at Riot with League of Legends. That game is 10 years old. I played that game on Warcraft 3 back in 2002. And then now it became this big thing. It's free. You know, all you do is microtransactions, all this other stuff. But the thing is that it is marketed perfectly. The developer cares about that community because that's the community that keeps them around. That's the community that keeps them in the spotlight. That's the community that keeps them like, hey, I know that game because this player is playing it. It's personalities.
Absolutely.
You connect.
And it's really, it wouldn't require a lot of effort.
No, we do it
to
all
do
for
what we're
them.
asking, you know? And it's just like, there's a huge audience there. There's people who'd love to take part and get their friends involved. It's not like it's going to be some arduous, painful undertaking, you know? It's like, you look around at other games, you look at Killzone and the stuff they've done, and Resistance with Insomniac's support throughout the years and all the tournaments it's had, and Epic with Gears, and the things they're doing seemingly every week, you know, whether it's live events or XP weekends or, you know, all manners of community stuff. Yeah. Why won't Naughty Dog do that?
And I got to give a shout out to my buddy. You mentioned Epic. I got to give a shout out to Raxzilla. He just added me on Xbox. And I was like, hey, man, I want to play Gears with you. And he's like, all right. And he adds me. He sent me the friend request, not the other way around. And I was just like, oh, snap. And I can't wait to play with him. He's been busy and we haven't really caught up with one another. But that's the kind of stuff that could easily engage. Because, look, if you start with this, and Sony's like, you know what, they got a point, and Naughty Dog's like, hey, maybe we should pay attention to this more. That's one side of the page. You flip that over, this can mean events for like just the community itself. Like, hey, let's go out and play. Let's do this. Let's make a little fun weekend where we all play Michael Myers with whatever Naughty Dog person. The thing is like, I think the problem when it comes down to is they're oblivious to what this can do for them. And I think if we constantly push, because like in a real essence, you got to realize this is kind of like the last ditch effort. Like, look, we've given you everything we could possibly give you without an income, without anything backing us, and doing this all by ourselves for the past 6 or 7 months. And now we're like, look, okay, we've done everything we can. You got to help us out here. You got to give us something in return. Because in the essence, like, look at the Fragmentation League. That's 216 teams signed up. Last season, we had 90 teams play a game. I mean, some of those teams had 70 games played.
Yeah.
And granted, that season was a little bit longer than the other ones, but that's a lot of games played for a game.
That's a lot of activity.
Yeah, for a franchise
huge.
that kind of gets pushed under the rug, if you will. I mean, the thing is like, somebody the other day told me, he was like, you really got to give this up, man. It's not going to get you anywhere. You know, why don't you just go back to the other game? Why don't you go back to Battlefield, go play some Gears, do stuff like that? I'm like, I don't want to, because I'm not going to stop doing this until I'm physically told, no, we're never going to do this. Stop asking. And maybe I'll still bug them. But that's exactly how all this stuff has happened. That's how that custom game stuff got implemented in the game, because Triple and I bugged the living crap out of them the entire time for 6 months.
We did.
And I was like, look, do this. And we gave him 50 things. 50 items, and there was about 7 or 8 of them done. But the thing is, like, look, this is all this stuff that we put together for you because we care about this. We want it to last, and we want it to be fun. We want it for everybody, because if one thing starts, it's a domino effect. It's like bam, 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 bam. All these things happen. Events, leagues, tournaments, prizes for this kind of stuff. Hey, let's have a giveaway. Let's do this. Hey, here's some signed swag. Let's do some fun thing over the weekend, and we'll pick a random winner while we're playing with y'all. That's the kind of stuff you want to do.
Yeah, you know, you just got to make that breakthrough, because once you do and the floodgates open, there's really no limit to the stuff that you can accomplish from it.
Yeah, and you know, don't look at it as, oh, the competitive people only want it for themselves. But this is just a start, because I've seen this happen before with the exact same thing. The competitive community is like, look, you're not giving us the attention we deserve, because in essence, we do deserve this, because we've been working our butt off, and honestly, we haven't really got anything in return for it. It's not. It's more one of those things like, hey, look at this. Oh, okay, we'll do it on our free time. Oh, when we care, you know. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's one of those things like, if you engage with that and you take the time to really envelop yourself in that portion of the community, it makes it easier, because you're like, hey, I can do it with these guys, and these guys are hardcore. They're real tough. You know, getting them to want to change and do things is really difficult. Let's do the same thing for the casual guys. Let's go, and then don't even separate it. People that just want to compete on a higher level, they just want to compete. And then you have other people that just want to do it, just want to get on the game and have fun and do whatever they want to do. Everybody's having fun at the end of the day. But the thing is like, you just need the support from the people, you know, that make this game. Because at the end of the day, we help them stay alive. You know, because without us doing what we constantly do, and that means everybody. That doesn't mean one person. That means everybody doing their part. We keep this alive for them. Because at the end of the day, you got to realize you are the catalyst. You are the person that makes the difference. Because it's not like everywhere else. It's not like politics and crap like that where there's always some loophole. At the end of the day, if you don't like what they do, you don't buy their game, they don't make games. You know? They can try to casual it up, or not even use that word. They can try to Call of Duty market it all they want. But at the end of the day, they're going to ostracize the people that care. And the people that stick around. There's all these people that are, even with the forums being messed up now. This is recorded on Tuesday, July 2nd. So I'm just letting you know the time frame of when we're recording this. But it's one of those things where it's just an opportunity for them. And if they let it slip through their fingers, they're doing themselves a disservice and the community a disservice.
Yeah, and it's well said, because really, yeah, your actions matter, your voice matters, and we're trying to do this for you as much as we're trying to do it for us. So,
yeah.
You know, get on there. It takes 5 seconds to sign this petition, you know, to make yourself heard, to give your support. And if we can get even a fraction of my subscribers to do it, it'll have already reached its initial goal. So I know for a fact that we can get many thousands of signatures without much effort. And
easily.
Really, the sky's the limit. Just do your part.
I mean, there's already tons of comments, and the thing is when you leave, when you sign it, you don't actually have to put your real name or your real email. Just make something up, but just put your PSN ID so people know who you are. And that, and just go in there and leave a comment. If you feel passionate about it and you feel like, man, I got something to say it. Say like, I've been doing this, this, and this for this long. I want, it's not that I want something for myself. I want something for everybody else so we can all have fun on this, because that's what it comes down to. We don't want anything, and I know none of you want anything for yourself. Well, maybe some of you do, but you want something for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you know what makes this more exciting and more fun? A much more... It's a better endeavor when you could tell that what you're doing and what that developer and what that publisher and whatever, whoever else is helping with that, you see the fruits of your labor, and you see and you realize that all these people that come in and see this, oh man, this is really cool. They take a lot of time to take care of this stuff. They really keep this alive. Look at these guys over here.
It feels great to make a difference and know you're being cared for.
Exactly.
To feel like you matter. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And it's not one of those, we're going to picket in front of Naughty Dog and kick the doors down. No, this is a peaceful thing. It's like, look, we just want you to support us. We're here. We're ready to go. There's at least, I would say, 500 to 600 that I can think of. I'm sure there's more than that, and I hope there's more than that. But there's a good lump sum of individuals who are diehard and will do a lot for this franchise. Yes, some of them get upset, and yes, some of them rant and rage at times. But at the end of the day, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be around. I mean, look at the YouTube stuff. How much has that grown in the past couple months? How many people have started? Because I remember when I first did my first Uncharted YouTube, I saw 4 major channels, and 2 of those channels don't even do anything anymore.
Yeah.
And now there's like, what, 15, 20 different people?
It's just exploded. The coolest part is now when I might stumble upon a video by someone I've never heard of before and realize, wow, this person is making great content and they have a lot of potential. And they're making Uncharted videos. Yeah. I mean that's just, that's so cool to me to actually realize that it's expanding in a way that you'd only expect to see with more popular multiplayer games. Now, before, you felt that Uncharted's YouTube presence was this tiny niche thing where only a handful of people were doing it, but now it's at a point where you understand that there's some serious variety both in content and personalities across numerous channels, and most ironically, this is all picking up as Uncharted 3's lifespan has gone on past its first 6 months.
I mean, when you think about it, at the end of the day, we're running out of time here, but when you think about it, at the end of the day, what in comparison? So you do DTMB, you do OMG, you do your channel, you do the UC3 or U3C. Sorry, dyslexia moment there. But you do like other channels like that. That's about that's a little over 10,000 subscribers. When you put a Big Two Crew, when you put all those people together, that's a big lump sum in terms of YouTube vision, YouTube views, if you will. But that's a lot of people. Those are at least people that have played the game at one point or another, and they can always come back.
I would go as far as to say that the vast majority of them are active Uncharted players, and that collectively they're a sizable portion of the whole community.
Yeah. So wherever you're watching this video, whether it's on Triple's channel, whether it's on DTMB, OMG, wherever it may be, the forums, yada yada, so on and so forth, just take the time and leave a comment, but please go and sign that petition. I know right now we have 161 signatures, which honestly, in my opinion, I was surprised that we broke 100.
Because we haven't promoted this at all, other than sending links around, a little bit of Facebook promotion, but we've done really nothing significant. So to even reach that just shows that there's people out there who care. A lot of them.
Our goal is 1,000, and I honestly believe we can hit that
with ease.
You just take the time. Like, look, it literally takes a couple seconds. If you like Uncharted, you just go click, say yes, I want to support this. Bam, you're done. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
It doesn't require you to pay a toll. You don't have to buy the Fortune Hunters Club. You don't have to dance around in circles, and put it on YouTube. Nothing. You don't have to do any of that. You just go like the thing.
It's as easy as taking a pen and signing your name in person, or your fake name.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
It's a simple and painless gesture that just states that you're someone who believes in this and wants to see it happen.
Exactly. And in the end of the day, we're all helping each other out because this is going to help everyone at the end of the day. Because just when one side makes a difference, the other side's like, you know what? We can do that too. Or the people that we're trying to make the difference for, they're like, we got to do this for everybody. We got to make this for everyone. So at the end of the day, think about it as that. It may be labeled one thing, but you're doing this for everyone that cares about this franchise, and especially into its future. Because that future's coming. Ready or not, it's going to be here sooner than we think. But, you know, this is Squid talking for Triple, and we appreciate you guys, what you do in this community. We love playing with y'all, and we hope the best for this community for, you know, months to come, into 2013, into the future. So this is Squid from DTB, tripleWRECK, Nation, and OMG signing off. Peace.
Peace, guys.